This is my 1962 Ford F250, and today I am going to be installing a new water pump into it. So if we go into the back, we can kind of cover a little bit of the dilemma that has been happening here. And yeah, we'll be fixing the bed at a different time. Here is the old water pump that was on there. So I think that's the spacer, the belt drive. Let's get that off here. And this is what we're working with. The part that came with it, with my vehicle, or that's stamped on there, is 5750796, and then there's a 4 at the top here. And this is what came with it. The engine, I believe, is a 292 V8. So what I did last year, because I know that these are hard to find, because these come with the 3/4 of an inch width here on the spindle for truck models, is I bought one off of eBay, thinking this would work. Everything, the casting, everything lines up. One thing I did have to do was buy a adapter at Napa. My hose is long enough, but I bought one of these, and I can try to post the part number in the comments or in the video description, because I could not get what the radiator, I mean, I think this goes to the heater, what the heater adapter was. I could not get this off without cutting it open. But one thing I did notice, that even though this the shaft was 3/4 of an inch, I am unable, I'll flip this up here to show, I was unable to get this on. It just didn't come on. Similarly to the hole sizes were a lot wider than what was in the current one. So I went on eBay and I bought this one. So again, the casting seems to be exactly the same, but the part number for this is C3TE 8505-A, and then there's a 12 stamped up here. But this seems to line up perfectly with what I need. So slides on, the holes all align. So that is what I'm going to be installing in just a couple of minutes. I think the best thing is going to be putting on the water return. So this hose here goes back up towards the thermostat. So it'll be putting that on. Another thing to note is when I got it off of eBay, it was painted all black, even the top here, but the bottom was also painted black. So yesterday what I did is I came through with a wire brush and then just made sure that the surfaces here were all cleaned up, and then came through with some brake cleaner. I don't know about the paint and how long it'll last here. I'm hoping it'll break down. Maybe that's something I'll learn in the comments, is maybe I should have taken off as much paint here. I'm 100% not sure. But you know what, let me go ahead and let me take off this paint. I'll be right back. Okay, put a little bit of gasket sealer. This is the water pump and thermostat housing. Put it on front and back just a little bit. And now we're going to be installing. I don't know if this goes to the thermostat or comes out of the thermostat, but I know it's connected to it. So I'm not sure which way the water is flowing. And then a little bit of anti-seize. Now, I'm not sure what the torque is supposed to be for these 2 bolts. I do know that for the 4 bolts that connect to the engine block, those are 28 or 23 to 28. So I might just torque these down to 20 or just 23. Just to make sure we're not going to be opening this back up again. Okay, one thing that I forgot before putting it in is since I have the crossover pipe still on my engine, I am going to be putting on this one hose here, which connects to the thermostat. The main reason is because the pipe sits above in this kind of plane, I will be unable to get in here and tighten this up. So that's one thing I've done, and then now it is on to get it in the truck. Okay, got the water pump in. I tightened the bolts kind of hand tight, well, just a little bit over hand tight, and then after an hour I'll come back and then tighten them up to 28, but I'll increase it. I'll probably start at 15, 20, then 28, then just work my way across to get that tightened in. And for the top, here is that kind of pump line. I've got those both installed and tightened, hand tightened for those, just to where they're nice and snug. But yeah, I'll come back in an hour. I couldn't find a place to put my camera, but yeah, I'll come back in an hour and then get these all tightened up. Okay, so everything has been back end. One thing I will note is when you're installing this, make sure to put the fan, spacer, and pulley, make sure to put that on first, because you want to make sure you have these 3 aligned with the bolt before you put the fan in and tighten the fan up. So that's my note there. So now the next step will just be filling it back up with fluid, bleeding the system, and then taking it out for a little test drive. All right, just went out for a little drive. It's holding at 180 perfectly. And I think that's gonna wrap up the video. So thank you very much for watching.